Good day everyone. So for today, I will discuss about Unit 4, the teacher as school culture catalyst with the topic of the letter D, organizational climate of schools. So the objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to K. Define organizational climate. S. Create a concept map on the types of organizational climate of school. And letter A, justify the importance of organizational climate of school. So before we will define organizational climate, let us first define organization and climate. So organization is a group of people who work together in an organized way for a shared purpose. So an example of an organization is the school, in which the school brings together the teachers, the students, the staffs of the school, the administrators to facilitate learning and development. Then the next one, the climate, which is the general feeling of persons in groups towards each other and some of the attitudes they reveal in their behavior. So, the climate is the prevailing mood or the atmosphere of a place. So, for example of that is when you will go to a coffee shop and you will feel the warm and inviting climate of the place. So, let us now define organizational climate. It focuses on broad perceptions of employees or members regarding the values, norms, and unwritten rules that shape the work environment according to Schneider 1987. It also refers to the perceptions, attitudes, and feelings of individuals within the school environment. So, organizational climate is the overall perceptions of the teachers, the students, the staffs of the school that define their environment. So, a school with a positive organizational climate is characterized by a strong sense of community, a feeling of safety and belonging, trust and respect among all members, and fosters academic achievement. So, aside from that, organizational climate is also shaped by factors such as leadership styles, relationships between staff members, and the quality of interactions within the school. Then, the school climate, which refers to the quality and character of school life and is based on patterns of students, parents, and school personnel's experience of school life. Let's move on to the types of organizational climate. Sharma, 1978, identified the six types of organizational climate of schools. So we have the open climate, the autonomous climate, controlled climate, the familiar climate, the paternal climate, and lastly, the closed climate. The first type is the open climate. It is highly open with a democratic principle and a cohesive group of teachers who work together without complaints or infighting. An example of an open climate is in Isla Verde Elementary School, a public school in a small island community, thrives on an open and collaborative school climate. The principal, Mr. Cruz, values the voices of teachers, students, and the community. This scenario shows the key aspects of an open climate as Mr. Cruz prioritizes collaborative decision making. Aside from that, the students are not passive participants but actively involved in contributing their ideas and skills. The second type is the autonomous climate, which is less open than open climate, with complete freedom given to employees to provide their own structure for interaction. An example of an autonomous climate is when in Ligaya High School, it embraces an autonomous climate within the classroom. Teachers are facilitators guiding students towards independent learning and exploration. This scenario shows the key aspects of an autonomous climate as students have the freedom to choose their learning focus, and preferred learning resources, fostering their engagement. The third type is the controlled climate, marked by emphasis on achievement at the expense of social needs, when employees expected to get work done and little time for friendly relations. One example of the controlled climate is a private high school which prioritizes academic excellence above all else. The atmosphere is tense and competitive and with strict regulations. This scenario shows the key aspects of controlled climate as the school prioritizes academic excellence at the expense of other aspects of students' development. The next one the next one is the familiar climate, which is friendly and socially satisfying with little emphasis on group activities directed towards goal achievement. An example of the familiar climate is the Maayan Central School, which fosters a familiar climate where teachers and students prioritize a strong relationship between the members of the community over strict roles and high pressure achievement. This scenario shows the key aspects of a familiar climate as teachers and students interact freely outside the classroom, fostering a sense of family and belonging. Then the paternal climate, which is partly close, with the employer trying to control employees and satisfy their social needs but not always successfully. In paternal climate, a high school is led by Principal Rosa, a dedicated but overprotective principal. She tries to control various aspects of the school environment but struggles to effectively address the needs of both staffs and students. Lastly, Lastly, we have the close climate, which is less genuine and close, with the employer ineffective in directing activities of teachers and not interested in their personal welfare. The last example of the last type of organizational climate, the closed climate, is a private high school which decisions are made by the principal with little or no input from teachers or students.